touch him, mark it up. Touchdown, Sioux Falls.
40, the 30, and he is gone to the house. Touchdown, Tallahassee.
Tipped and picked off by Colin Douglas, who's going to take it back all the way.
No pass caught, first down. What a move! D.R. Sim, get out of here! The doctor is in for the touchdown! Oh, Canada! Welcome to Vancouver for Labor Day weekend and a battle, a clash between Mexico and Canada as the 6-2 Mexico City Aztecs take on the 4-4 Vancouver Legion on Labor Day weekend, the Week 9 SFL Game of the Week. Good evening, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. Tonight, Mexico City tries to stay atop the Western Conference. Alaska is right on their heels after their victory earlier this afternoon over Vancouver. Over San Antonio. Meanwhile, Vancouver has won 4 in a row and trying to separate themselves from that clump at the bottom with Sioux Falls and OKC. They're tied right now with Dallas, who plays tomorrow night. Coin toss is next. From Vancouver, we're all set. The Aztecs are going to get the ball to start the ball game. The ball is on the tee. Kick it. Run away. From the 8-yard line, it's Devin Cabrera up to the 30. First and 10. For Matt Wilson. Matt Wilson, the Aztec quarterback, 2,155 yards this season, 25 touchdowns to just 14 interceptions. Had a very good campaign back at Bronze. Ray Bentley takes the carry, and Bentley is stood up by 3 different members of the Vancouver Legion. It's a gain of only 1, 2nd and 9. And that's a really good start for this Vancouver defense, taking on the best back in the SFL, or one of the best backs. I guess it's a debate now. Ray Bentley, 1,538 yards and 13 touchdowns. Ash Odom now leads the league with 16 after his performance today. 2nd down and 9 for Wilson. Wilson lofts it near side to Richard Montague, who is driven out of bounds just shy of the first down. 3rd and inches coming up. (10:18) first quarter. We're just getting rolling. Lots of pregame fireworks and festivities here. This is a big one for the hometown Legion faithful. 3rd down and short. 6 in the box for Vancouver. Bentley will take the handoff. He's got the first down and plenty more. Ray Bentley to the 50-yard line, right at midfield. Maybe on the Mexico City side of midfield. And the Aztecs move the football. Mexico City is number 1 in the league in points per game. They average a whopping 39.63 points. 462 total yards, 269 on the ground, and 193 through the air. An incredibly balanced team. Handoff on a counter to Bentley. Bentley's in trouble, and Bentley loses 4. How about that? Really nice pursuit there by Vancouver's Caden Carter. Carter having a tremendous season. 74 tackles, leads the team. 10 passes defended, leads the team. 7 interceptions, leads the team. And he tacks on 3 tackles for loss. 3 receivers for Wilson. Back to pass. Wilson outside, and that's K.L. Barrett back to midfield into the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. A big 3rd down here early in this game. The rest of Mexico City's offense, the receivers on the outside, K.L. Barrett, number 19, Richard Montague, number 86, And Dijon Swan, number 13. The tight end is number 84, Ryan Moxon. Running back is Bentley. Quarterback is Wilson, as previously mentioned. 3 receivers for Wilson under center. Again, 6 in the box. Wilson, 5-step drop back to pass. Faces pressure off his left side, but Ryan Moxon able to make a sliding catch. Still, though, shy of the first down. And the first 3rd and long of the night fails to go the way of the Aztecs. 4th and 5. And Vancouver gets a stop. Corey Jones back to return the punt. If he does get an opportunity to return it, Mexico City possibly a chance to pin Vancouver deep to start their offensive series. Nope, it's going to not reach the 10, and Jones is going to return that one out to the 14-yard line. So out comes Tom Pepper. 2,035 yards, 17 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. But Pepper has played a lot better in the win streak. In the 4 losses for Vancouver, 705, 5 and 8. In the 4 wins, 1,330 yards, 12 touchdowns, 10 picks. Pepper's numbers have gone through the roof in this 4-game winning streak. 2 backs in the backfield. Pepper will drop to throw. Pepper flips it out to Ivan Sanchez, and Sanchez breaks off a tackle, gets to the 21-yard line. Gain of 7 yards. Tackle made by Jack Brown. The linebacker picked up midseason for Chase Story. Under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's 2nd and 3. Vancouver wearing the O Canada uniforms. White helmets with the red jerseys and pants. Mexico City black helmets, white jerseys, black pants, and Sanchez as a first. No. Oh boy, they said he's short of the first down, and I think that we're going to get our first challenge of the night. How is that even possible? There is just no way, and we're not even going to get a challenge either. I'm not sure if head coach Andy Hamilton has not seen a review or what, but that was easy. I mean, the ball almost looks across the line right now. Hand off to Sanchez, and he will his way for a first down to the 25-yard line. Sanchez taking that last official spot of the ball as a personal insult, moves the chains to the 25 and prevents Vancouver from losing an early field position battle. Three receivers spread outside for Pepper. Handoff Sanchez again, and we've seen a heavy dose of Ivan Sanchez here on this opening drive. 2nd and 9, coming up with 6:45 to go in the first quarter. Run game for Vancouver is 11th in the league, 112.8 yards per game. Passing attack is the same, 11th, 254.4 per game. Points per game average now up to 23.4. 2nd and 9, Tom Pepper to pass. Tom Pepper going down the field for the first time, and that pass is caught by Brett Killian. A 6-yard gain. He gets whacked, I believe, by Devin Cabrera, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 3. A fast-moving first quarter. Both teams have had just one possession through the first 5 minutes, as Pepper will come to the line, trying to convert another 3rd and short on this drive. 6th play of the drive for Vancouver. They're going to give it off to Sanchez, and Sanchez will be wrapped up and stopped short. Just 13 yards on 5 carries, and both defenses off to a hot start here on Sunday night. This is the SFL Network's first trip to Canada this season. Had Mexico City on once earlier this year when the Aztecs took on the Storm and Ray Bentley took over in the 4th quarter. 5:20 to go in the first, and Vancouver will punt it away. Both defenses stay strong, especially against the run from the 30. Breaking one tackle is Devin Cabrera down to the 35-yard line. 5:08 remaining in the first quarter. Haven't gotten a chance to introduce you to that full Legion front. At linebacker, number 99, Frank Champion. He's in the chat with us. I saw him. Also, Marquise Reed, number 55, at linebacker in the chat. Corners, Oscar Dunkley, number 27, Terry Crow Number 47, safeties. Number 21, Drew Hamilton. Number 24, Caden Carter. 1st and 10 for Matt Wilson in this Aztec offense. And Wilson fires far side, caught by Dijon Swan. The mustard bird, as it were. 1st and 10 to the 46-yard line as we tick under 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Swan stepping up his game as of late. 20 catches, 161 yards, and a touchdown. Had that touchdown in the game against Sioux Falls when I believe it was K.L. Barrett that went down with the injury. May have been Montague. My memory's fading on that one. Wilson back to pass, has all kinds of time. Pass is picked off. There is a flag. Frank Champion, who came all the way out to defend an out route. And let's get the call here. It's clipping on Mexico City. That will be declined. And Frank Champion has his 2nd interception of the season. And Vancouver's got a 1st down into Aztec territory. Champion almost sprinting to get to that outside route. And Ray Bentley ends up making the tackle. Rare tackle for Ray Bentley. Champion making it happen, and Vancouver's got a 1st down to the Aztec 38-yard line. Three receivers, and Ivan Sanchez off the left of Tom Pepper. 3-step drop. Pepper gets it out of his hands quick. Brett Killian outside. Tackle made by a newcomer, number 21, Malcolm Smith. Pickup of 8 yards for the Legion. Brett Killian active so far here tonight. It's Vancouver Legion offense. The receivers, number 81, Corey Jones. Number 82, Cade Stevens. Number 12, Brett Killian. Tight end is number 46, Charlie Northrup. Running back Sanchez, quarterback Pepper, as mentioned, 4:12 to go in the first quarter, 2nd down and 2. Handoff Sanchez with a fullback blocking ahead of him. That's a 1st down to the 25-yard line. Tough old school running out of Vancouver here in this first quarter. Nothing flashy, but the Legion almost into the red zone. 3:50 to go in the first quarter. No score. Vancouver trying to make it 5 wins in a row. Mexico City showing blitz. They come with it. And Sanchez picks up 2. Brings up 2nd down and 8. And so far, a low-scoring battle on our hands, which actually favors the play of Vancouver. Vancouver has the 15th ranked offense in terms of points, but their defense is actually 7th in the league, giving up just 28.63 points per game. Mexico City is 8th right behind them at 28.75. 2 backs again, handoff Sanchez, breaks a tackle. Sanchez gets a block and gets a touchdown. Vancouver on the board first. And some punishing blocks delivered by the Legion. Get another look at it. The fullback getting out to block, gets in the way of Devin Cabrera. Nicely done. And the Legion strike first here in the Week 9 game of the week. For Sanchez, that is touchdown number 9 overall on the year. 6th on the ground, 3rd through the air. Sanchez needs 108 yards tonight to have a 1,000-yard rookie season. Snap slow to develop, but the kick is good. And with 3:06 to go in the first quarter, it's Mexico City nothing. Vancouver 7. Round 2 of the battle for North America right now, going to Canada. From the 7-yard line, Cabrera on the return up to the 31. unseasonably warm conditions here in Vancouver, about 80 degrees at kickoff here tonight. Matt Wilson will try to rebound, just his 15th interception in 9 games, which by SFL standards, not too shabby. 3 receivers, Wilson out of the gun. He'll drop the throw down the middle. It's picked off again! Coming back the other way to the Aztec 30 is Drew Hamilton. And that is Hamilton's 4th interception of the season. That one off the hands of a non-contract linebacker. And Mexico City is scratching their heads here in the first quarter. Wow, has Vancouver hit their stride lately? Unbelievable. 1st and 10 at the 30 for the Aztecs. I formation with 3 receivers. Handoff Sanchez. Sanchez is quickly bottled up. 43 yards, thanks in part to that 22-yard touchdown run. Mexico City going to make them earn it. And Mexico City here recently in their struggles, especially in that game to Dallas, they sort of abandoned the run a bit with Ray Bentley. They got into a pass-happy ball game, and it did not actually end up panning out too well for Mexico City. Pepper with a 3-step drop, throws middle. Cade Stevens with his, did he drop it? They're saying he dropped it. Incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down and 9. Didn't even get to see who jarred the ball loose. Looked like a clean catch to me. Mexico City has really struggled defensively, particularly in the last 2 weeks. A 52-49 win against San Antonio, in which they needed a Hail Mary to Richard Montague, and a 45-38 loss to Dallas, where they gave up just a ridiculous amount of receptions. Wide open down the sideline, and he did not stay in bounds. They mark him out at the goal line. Oh, that's devastation to the stat padding of Brett Killian. Let's take another look at this, just running a post corner route, and they said he stepped out right before the pylon. Pepper puts the throw on the money. And we're not going to get a review. Sanchez may just punch this one in. Killian, I just can't even believe he stayed in bounds even that long to make the catch. And Sanchez, oh, Canada, gets in the end zone untouched. It's 13-0. Wowzers. Mexico City's got to be feeling like they just have been hit with a baseball bat. Extra point for Vancouver is up and good. That is touchdown on the ground, number 7 for Sanchez, who's quickly working on a 1,000-yard season. And Mexico City better wake up. Vancouver's come to play. From the 7, Cabrera, boy, would they like to get a spark from him. He won't even reach the 30. Last time Mexico City looked really incredibly dominant was when they improved to 4-0, and we were in Estadio Azteca for that matchup against Alaska. Since then, they were down double digits to Oklahoma City at the half, had to rally, lost to Sioux Falls, who's been wishy-washy all season, and then the 2 games I previously mentioned. Wilson, long ball, nearly picked again. Terry Crow in one-on-one coverage. And this is just dominance out of the Legion. Let's take a look at the Western Conference standings. On the left, the records of the teams. On the right, who they play next week. You can see Mexico City protecting a half-game lead and Vancouver trying to separate themselves, hoping for maybe a Houston loss tomorrow, although with Dallas at 4-4, I'm really not quite sure what Houston would prefer. 2nd and 10, handoff to Bentley. Ray Bentley breaks a tackle and picks up 7. Only 12 yards in this first quarter. And I think if Mexico City's going to want to get back into this game, they're going to have to get Ray Bentley going. Matt Wilson struggling here in Canada. Back to pass. Wilson over the middle, knocked away. 4th down. Marquise Reed with the defended pass. For Reed, that is pass defense number 5. Caden Carter leads the team with 10. And on a 3rd down and 3, just after Ray Bentley picked up 7 yards, why not give it back to him? Vancouver's pass defense slowly working up the ranks. They're still towards the bottom of the league, but this definitely does not look like one of the worst pass defenses in the league. Corey Jones on the return up to the Vancouver 33-yard line. 1:20 to go in the first quarter, and the Aztecs need to turn things around in a hurry. Are you a player in the SFL? If you're new or just haven't taken the plunge yet, it's free to join our Discord community at simulationfl.net and hashtag be a star. Free agents can sign with a team next season as rosters are closed for season 9. Watch some games, introduce yourself to the community, and make it known who you'd like to play for and what you'd like to play. Don't miss out on starting your football career today. 2nd and 9 at the Vancouver 35-yard line after Sanchez's 1-yard pickup. One receiver top of the screen, 2 in the backfield as Tom Pepper will hand it off to Sanchez. Sanchez around the right side. There he goes. Avant Sanchez wrapped up by a double team, but not until nearly reaching midfield. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Sanchez again following a fullback block who cleared the lane. Cade Stevens also getting down the field, making things happen. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. All Legion. 4 receivers, handoff, Sanchez middle. Sanchez gets 6 yards. He's making it look easy. 2nd and 4 on the way for Vancouver. This is just shocking. Mexico City's defense just continues to just struggle. That is the end of the first quarter. What a first quarter it was. We're back to British Columbia in a moment. So look at Science World in Vancouver. Just a beautiful town. One of the prettiest places to live by a lot of opinions. Hand off to Sanchez, left side. Sanchez bursts down and more to the 37. Man, Vancouver's making this look easy, and I don't think I've ever seen an SFL team go from 0-4 to this good over a 4-week period. Huge props to Andy Hamilton and the rest of his staff helping him in Vancouver. They really turned a negative into a positive, and Mexico City right now is looking like the team that's fighting for their playoff lives, not Vancouver. 3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. Pepper, deep drop back. Pepper going long, and Pepper's pass is caught! Corey Jones down the sideline! Touchdown, Legion! And Jones is doing his best Mexico City impersonation, taking a nap. Now the question is, did he step out of bounds? Because he was very close. Right there, almost back at the 15. It looked like it. And it's 20-0. There is no review. Wow, I don't think anybody saw this coming. Extra point is good. 10:23 to go in the first half. It's all Legion on the Week 9 SFL Game of the Week. Devin Cabrera up to the 30-yard line. And now the Aztecs have some serious work to do. The Legion only failed to score on their first possession. Ever since then, it's been a touchdown central. As Tom Pepper gets his first throwing touchdown of the night, Ray Bentley gets the carry on 1st and 10, picks up 4, and Mexico City is just going to have to settle down. They really need their offense here tonight, because if they're going to win, it looks like they're not going to be able to win by shutting down Vancouver.
2nd and 6.
No, Daly. Oh, Canada. Canada flag is red and white. That's the uniform combination tonight. 2nd and 6. Ray Bentley has some room up the middle, just trucks a man. My Lord. That was Caden Carter. And that is not an easy man to truck. Watch Carter take a seat. And then roll. Man, Carter on fire. After that hit. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. A couple of back-to-back solid runs from Ray Bentley. Three receivers. Bentley in the backfield again. Bentley will take the handoff. Bentley around the left side. Got a block. Bentley 40. Breaks a tackle 35. Down to the Vancouver 33-yard line. Didn't look like much at the beginning of the play. But a really nice kick block from a pulling guard, and Bentley makes it happen. Carter gets his revenge on Bentley and ends up saving that touchdown. Vancouver, winners of 4 in a row, have put Mexico City on their heels, and the Aztecs, who are sliding after dominating a 4-0 start this season in their last 4 games, are 2-2. Toss out to Moxon right at the line of scrimmage, no gain, but this has been Mexico City's best drive of the night, no question. 2nd and 10 at the Legion 32-yard line. If you missed earlier action today, you don't see many blowouts at this point in the SFL or at this late in the game. St. Louis got their first win, beat Carolina 13-10 at overtime. Alaska beat San Antonio 33-31. Wilson going long, it's picked off! Picked off! That is Wilson's 3rd. And Oscar Dunkley, I'm not even sure how he makes this play. Looking for Barrett down the field, and Dunkley took a shot from his own teammate and still made the play. And Aztec players yelling at each other on the sidelines. Aztecs just in full-blown panic mode here. 8:22 to go, handoff. Sanchez picks up 2. The Aztecs, after starting the season 5-0, have lost 2 of their last 3 games, and they are really struggling here again tonight. Second down and 8, handoff to Sanchez, and it's 3rd down and 8. Boy, this is a big 3rd down for the Aztec defense. They need some confidence right now. And this Aztec defense is pretty talented. I mean, it's got some household names on it. Devin Cabrera, Pablo Zamora have shown flashes. King Wallace has been a lockdown corner. He's got 6 picks and 6 defended passes. It's a 3rd down and 8. Pepper going middle, and not able to break the tackle is Corey Jones. So Mexico City's defense avoids a catastrophic meltdown here, and they will get Vancouver off the field of 3 and out following Dunkley's interception. From his 2-yard line, snap a little bit off kilter, but fielded cleanly. Cabrera from his 45 will make shed one man up to the 49-yard line, and that's where Mexico City will start. This is the Aztecs' best starting field position of the night. Desperately needing to turn it around. 3 of their last 4 games this season are on the road. Their only remaining home game is next week. They host Oklahoma City, who's won 2 in a row. 6:50 to go in the first half, and the Aztecs are a bit wide-eyed here. Canada wearing their O Canada specialty uniforms. Wilson's pass is picked again! Are you kidding me? Frank Champion has 2 in the first half. He's only had 1 all season. This is as dominant a first half performance as I have ever seen. Matt Wilson, coming into the game, wasn't even averaging 2 interceptions per game, and he has 4 in this first half. And the owner and head coach of Mexico City, Ramos Lynn, in the chat, I think he's going hysterical at the play of his team right now. Pepper all day to throw. Wide open down the middle of the Aztec 43. Cade Stevens in the first down, Vancouver. Look at that. Pepper just waiting for that route to develop. The offensive line gave him tons of time. This is an Aztec nightmare. Don't forget, folks, that Mexico City beat Vancouver just 2 months ago, 34-13. And it's the exact flip of the script here in the first half. Just a couple of months later, Sanchez picks up 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Aztec defense will continue to be desperate, and I'm not quite sure who has had the worst first half, the offense or the defense of the Aztecs. 3 receivers for Vancouver, winners of 4 in a row after starting 0-4. Can't stress that enough. It's just been an unbelievable turnaround here for the Expansion Legion. Hand off to Sanchez, middle, and look at the Red Sea part for Sanchez. Picks up 6 yards. 3rd down and 1. .5:22 to go in the first half. Cade Stevens, bottom of the screen. And the Aztecs will put 7 in the box. Hand off Sanchez, right side. Got a first, spins away. Sanchez! Oh, Canada! Goodness gracious! Touchdown, his 3rd of the night. Oh, boy. Boy, does this change the landscape of the Western Conference. Wow, if you're Mexico City, that is unacceptable. Somehow you do not make a play on the ball. King Wallace whiffed on him. And you just do not see Mexico City get blown out like this, folks. This just does not happen. Their previous 2 losses this season were by 3 and 7 points. This just doesn't happen. Extra point is good for Vancouver, and I am just as stunned as all of you. 5:01 to go in the first half. I can't even believe what I'm seeing. 28-0. Well, now officially it would be the largest comeback in league history. And the scary part for Vancouver is there's still a lot of ball game left. Mexico City started the season 5-0. They've lost 2 of their last 3 games. They're down by 28 points tonight, and they take on a Renegades team that's won 2 in a row next week. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. This game could still get very interesting. Mexico City just has to settle down. Back to pass. Wilson, long ball. It's knocked away, and Mexico City's going no huddle. This is the exact opposite of being calm. The Aztecs, they just want it all right now. Wilson dumps it, checks it down. Ray Bentley does well to get 3 yards. 3rd down and 7. Mexico City just panicking right now. This is very uncharacteristic out of the Bronze Bomber. Wilson going long again. It's picked again. Oh, this could go all the way back. Oh my goodness, Oscar Dunkley. Oh, Vancouver has scored again. A rout of epic proportions here tonight. And the Western Conference better be on high alert, as Vancouver's looking like a team that could win the whole thing. Just jumping the route. See you later. Just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Mexico City, for historical reference, lost to Atlanta by 16, St. Louis by 4, Houston by 2, Dallas by 7, Sioux Falls by 3, Dallas by 7. That's the extent, that's the history of Mexico City suffering defeats. The biggest, a 16-point loss to Atlanta back on February 19th. And we're going to have to go back all the way into the franchise history just to see what the worst loss was in the Santa Fe Guerrillas era, because this is absolutely stunning. Ramos Lin does not prep his team for losses like this. And Devin Cabrera, what a move. He made about 8 people miss at once. 35-0. Let's get another look at that. Cabrera back inside. Wow. Quick move, nearly scored. That really could have given the Aztecs some momentum.
First and 10 from the Savages, 41-yard.
Santa Fe Guerrillas lost by 17 to Orlando. So that's something, but still nothing like the 35-point deficit they're facing right now. Wilson in the pocket, far side, knocked away again. More no-huddle offense for the Aztecs. This has been truly a bizarre evening. Wilson handoff Bentley, and Bentley is met in the backfield. Goodness, even when Ray Bentley gets the ball, he can't go anywhere. 3rd and 11. Wilson, 3-step drop over the middle, race to the sticks, not even close, 4th down. Richard Montague was the intended target. And the Aztecs will punt it away. Just absolutely out of control is Vancouver tonight. Fair catch called for at the 20. And that's where Vancouver will set up. And Mexico City, come on, guys. This is a primetime game. You're the top team in the Western Conference. Even after tonight, Mexico City will maintain the #1 seed because the tiebreaker against Alaska goes to the Aztecs. And off to Sanchez. Oh boy, Avon Sanchez, midfield of Mexico City's 46. Holy moly. Look at the blocking again. Follow the fullback, bang. Right there, cleans the clock of a safety. Pablo Zamora eventually had to bring him down. Zamora has had an off year. He had 9 interceptions last season, but only 1 interception this season. There's his career numbers. 14 total tackles short of 200. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Handoff Sanchez again, and Sanchez picks up 6. Avon Sanchez, 158 yards in the first half. Sanchez, a 1,000-yard back now officially. Joins 8 other running backs to get over 1,000 yards this season. Actually 9. No, 8 rather. He's almost there. Sanchez is buried at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 4 coming up. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Help us push to over 700 subscribers. As a subscriber, you're notified when our channel goes live, and you'll have access to over 1,000 videos seamlessly through the YouTube app. Our channel live streams Sundays at 3 and Sundays through Tuesdays at 7 Central. Don't miss a minute of the action. 2-minute warning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the SFL radio network. The legendary. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Matt Wilson, 14 interceptions all season, has 5 in the first half. If you're just joining us, Vancouver has scored on a pick 6. Their linebacker, Frank Champion, has 2 of the 5 interceptions. That time, Northrop's reception will be shy of the first down, and this drive will stall out for Vancouver unless they want to really rub it in and go for it just outside of field goal range on a 4th and short. I would not rule it out, although the punters are on the field. Vancouver wearing their alternate Special O Canada uniforms as part of Labor Day weekend and as part of Canadian Pride, going up against Mexico, and they are certainly giving it to the Aztecs. This punt will bounce at the 5 and roll into the end zone. So finally, something does not go right for the Legion tonight, and Mexico City has one last chance before the half to do anything.
First and 10.
8 carries, 49 yards for Ray Bentley. That's a pretty good average. He just hasn't seen the ball a lot, and that's largely due to the fact that the Aztecs got down so early. Handoff on a counter to Bentley. Oh, Ray Bentley swatted across the face. That's a loss of 2. How often have you seen Ray Bentley go down like a ton of bricks like that? And I think the Aztecs are almost playing keep away here from Vancouver. They just don't want to give the Legion another opportunity. 3 receivers, Wilson out of the gun with Bentley to his left. A shocking blowout here on the Week 9 game of the week. Wilson against a blitz, and that pass is caught. That's a really nice job from Matt Wilson. What do you do when you got a blitz coming from one side? You throw towards where the blitz came from. Perfect job there by Wilson over to Montague. Small victories, 3rd down and inches. Richard Montague has improved on his numbers throughout his career. You're looking at last year's numbers and this year's numbers, more yards and touchdowns already with a few games to go. And, of course, Richard Montague will be forever enshrined as the man that caught the Hail Mary that got the Aztecs the win over San Antonio. 3rd and short, they hand it off on a draw to Ray Bentley, who throws a Legion defender aside. 1st down for the Aztecs, and now they're going to go into no huddle. Both teams have all 3 timeouts left in the first half. Wilson to throw. Wilson quickly to the outside, and Swan can't turn the corner. Did a little pirouette out of bounds to the 40. 2nd and 9 coming up, but at least stops the clock. As I was saying earlier, San Antonio lost to Alaska on another heartbreaker for them. As you look at the ugly numbers for Matt Wilson tonight, 33-31 was the score in that one. Oklahoma City got the big upset over Sioux Falls, 27-24, to win their 2nd in a row. San Antonio, St. Louis, and Carolina all eliminated from the playoff contention as of today. That pass is caught. 1st and 10. So it's officially a 13-team race for 8 playoff spots, as Wilson will drop the pass on a 1st down. Going long down the middle, it's picked again. And on the return, Caden Carter up to the 45-yard line, and Matt Wilson just will not learn his lesson. Wilson has thrown half as many picks as he's thrown the entire season in this first half. I mean, he's throwing into triple coverage. Ryan Moxon does not have a catch tonight over 2 yards. There's just nobody open. And we've seen Vancouver bringing blitz packages and clogging up the middle and even on the outside of Ray Bentley. Vancouver's done it in a number of ways. And the Legion are just out of control tonight. 3 receivers for Tom Pepper. Pepper pass far side and a timeout Vancouver. It's a 6-yard gain. Corey Jones with the reception, and Mexico City just has to hope and pray here that it remains 35-0. The record for interceptions in an SFL game was set earlier this year when Joey Langdon never handed the ball off in a wild overtime loss to Vancouver. As that pass is caught to the 41-yard line, think about this. Vancouver did not force a turnover in their first 2 games of the season, as a Pepper's pass is picked off. So Mexico City finally does something right defensively, as Pepper got greedy, had pressure in his face, threw up a duck, and King Wallace makes it happen. Pass intended for Cade Stevens. Vancouver has forced 15 turnovers in the last 6 games. Slowly climbing up those turnover numbers. They now have 20 forced turnovers this season, which is good enough for 7th in the SFL. 12 seconds to go. Ray Bentley just takes the handoff. Mexico City just wants to get to the locker room, although we'll see them run one final play. Timeout called for by the Aztecs, and they'll likely throw up a Hail Mary, and this may be another opportunity for Wilson to throw another interception. Hate to be a pessimist, but it has just been that way for the Aztecs. I mean, just something that nobody could have predicted. Two timeouts for both squads. We didn't get a who you got up this week, which is disappointing. So we can't see how many people exactly would have picked Vancouver here tonight. Wilson to throw. Wilson pump fake. There's a flag. Ball deep down the field. It's caught! Oh my goodness! Mexico City did it again, but is the penalty going to bring it back? Oh, my word. Oh, and it's on the Aztecs, and it's coming back. Good night. No one has ever successfully completed a Hail Mary. Mexico City does it 3 weeks ago. They do it again here tonight. And what has happened here? Did I miss something? Was that ball not caught? Because we're just going into the half. A bizarre ending. I thought for sure that pass was complete. And now that's the end of the first half. Or that's the end of the halftime report. And we're just all over the place tonight. Wow. I am just stunned. And I think Mexico City is too. And if I'm Mexico City, I'm starting to get a little upset here. As we're going to start the second half with Vancouver getting the football, and it is just not going the way of Mexico tonight. You're watching the Week 9 SFL Game of the Week from Vancouver, British Columbia. That's a sky ride up Gross Mountain. And it's anything but gross here in Canada. Just a gorgeous week of preparation here. North of the SFL headquarters border as Ivan Sanchez picks up 3 yards. And if that first half was crazy for you, I wonder what the second half holds. So the penalty, I'm reading in the chat here, and the penalty negated the touchdown. But you either have to accept, as far as I'm concerned, you have to either decline the penalty as that is knocked away and give up a touchdown, or you have to accept the penalty and allow Mexico City to run another play. That is, of course, if the ball was actually caught. I could have sworn maybe it got jarred loose as he was reaching for the goal line, but I could have sworn that was a K.L. Barrett touchdown. A phenomenal throw from Matt Wilson, one of the few of the night, but that was just a bizarre ending of the first half. As Pepper will drop back to pass on 3rd down and 7, going long, pass is knocked away. So Mexico City finally is starting to get stops defensively. Now can their offense figure some things out? That's going to be the big question of the second half.
Let's go.
As Devin Cabrera will go back to field the punt.
Deep to receive.
Yeah, I get what everybody's saying in the chat about it being that the last play, but you know, I thought that a half couldn't end on a penalty, or the game couldn't end on a penalty. I don't know. It just seems like Mexico City kind of got robbed as far as I'm concerned. 1st and 10 at the 37 after the Devin Cabrera return, and Wilson will try to shake off one of the worst halves of his career, and we'll head up to the line.
From the Savages, 38-yard.
3 receivers for Matt Wilson. Back to pass, Wilson short middle. That is caught in traffic. And I got to give it up to Matt Wilson. He's not being shy as K.L. Barrett makes the reception. Barrett, 16th in the league in yards, timed for 3rd in touchdowns, and he was the one that just caught that Hail Mary. Had 1,062 yards and 11 touchdowns last season, so he's on pace to do just about that. The receivers hand off, trap play to Ray Bentley, and Bentley is gouged for a gain of only 1.
No gain on
At the line of scrimmage, Jenkins with the stop. And Bentley has had little to no room to run the football here tonight.
The Savages, 24 yards.
Wilson out of the gun. Back to pass, long ball. This time it's caught over the defense. Richard Montague, touchdown Mexico City. Hold your breath, folks. Mexico City not done yet. Wilson finally makes a connection down the field. And the Aztecs can start rebuilding. That was a pretty perfect spiral as Terry Crow was a little bit out of position. Montague with the touchdown. It's Montague's 8th touchdown of the season, his 11th of his career, and the Aztecs are on the board. For Matt Wilson, it's touchdown pass 26, and the extra point for Cole Varner is good.
The extra point is good.
9:22 to go in the third quarter. Aztecs 7, Legion 35. Can the Aztecs make a comeback of all comebacks? Stay tuned. Here on the Week 9 SFL Game of the Week. From the 4, Corey Jones, decked at the 24-yard line. Legion offense on their last couple of possessions have not looked as sharp as they did in the beginning of the game. If you take Vancouver's second half against, well, I guess that was against Houston, but they had a big second half against Houston a couple of weeks ago. They have been known on this winning streak to turn on the Jets. 2nd and 5, they beat Alaska last week on the road, getting revenge in that rematch after losing the first one 23-7. They'll have their chance to get revenge on Oklahoma City in Week 12. Vancouver plays 3 of their last 4 games at home. And off to Sanchez, and Sanchez loses 2 yards. He gets pounded by that defensive front. Zeta and company there. 3rd and 7 for Vancouver, and the Legion definitely don't want to get cute here. Still 8.5 minutes to go in the third. Split backs, handoff, Sanchez breaks won't break a tackle, but he drags Devin Cabrera for a first down, Vancouver. Look at how far Sanchez drags Cabrera. About 3 or 4 yards downfield. First and 10, now under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Vancouver up 28. Handoff to Sanchez, no gain. 2nd and 10 for Matt Wilson, all-time in his career. 13,527 yards. He's fast approaching Julian Tyree. Both have jumped Skeletor P. Funk this season. Now 110 touchdowns for Wilson. That last touchdown moves him into 3rd all-time, as he was tied with Mike Dazzo all-time with 109, as Sanchez picks up another 9 to bring up 3rd and short. Wilson also with 92 interceptions. Now in his career, 1,140 completions, 1,676 attempts. Chasing Rocco Marconi's 193 career touchdown passes, as Ivan Sanchez won't get the first down. So again, hats off to Matt Wilson making history, moving into third all-time now with 110 touchdowns for his career. In Mexico City, don't look now, but they're starting to balance this game out, and Vancouver has to punt it away again. .39 watching, more throughout the night. And I think everybody realizes the talent that's on this Aztec offense. The defense is finally stepping up. And with 6:25 to go in the third quarter, the Aztecs still a long uphill battle. Ryan Moats wants them to put it in the air, which would be okay as long as your quarterback doesn't throw his 7th pick. Or maybe it's 6, I don't know. We've lost count here. Wilson, first down, check down Bentley, and Ray Bentley maneuvers his way laterally to pick up 3 yards. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Aztecs. Want to do what I do? If you're interested in becoming a play-by-play commentator or analyst for the SFL, the league has open tryouts all season long on our Rapid broadcast. Please contact veteran broadcaster Randy Hamilton for more information. As Ray Bentley picks up 5 yards, 3rd down and 2. Damon Simeon had his first play-by-play call today, and it was pretty dang good. Hats off to DR Sim for entertaining the Alaska San Antonio crowd on Rabbit today, while Michael Turillo and James Richards were entertaining Sioux Falls and Oklahoma City. 3rd and short, handoff Bentley. Bentley powers through, still going, and nearly broke that one free for another touchdown. But Ray Bentley, one-on-one in the hole. Vancouver had a chance to get Mexico City off the field, and they couldn't do it. That was number 91. Caden Carter eventually made the tackle. It's a non-contract linebacker in there, and slowly but surely, Mexico City is starting to gather themselves. 3 receivers, Wilson back to pass. Wilson going long, one-on-one coverage, almost picked again. Wilson is just rushing those throws deep down the sideline. Oscar Dunkley, who has an interception tonight, has been everywhere. And defending that seam route down the sideline well. The fade and the go definitely have not worked on this Legion defense. 2nd down and 10 at the Aztec 37-yard line. Handoff Bentley, trap. Bentley breaks a tackle, and Bentley picks up 6. 3rd and 4. Bentley up to 81 yards. Bentley, 1,538 yards, leads the league in yards per carry, 8.6 so far this season. Not much of a threat in the pass game. Had 13 rushing touchdowns coming into the night, but has not found the end zone this evening. 3rd down and short again. Wilson, 3-step drop. Wilson is sacked! Flying in off that defensive line, a loss of 4 yards, and the Mexico City drive ends there, as Vancouver's defense comes up with another crucial stop, and it's just too early to go for it in your own territory. Aztecs have to punt it away. Vancouver comes after it. Corey Jones back to return from the 23-yard line and stacked up there. First and 10 coming up for Tom Pepper and this Vancouver Legion offense. Pepper in his first 4 games had 5 touchdowns and 8 picks. In his last 4 games, he's almost doubled his yards production and more than doubled his touchdown production, as Pepper's moving up the QBR rankings. 4 receivers for Tom Pepper. 3-step drop, throws it outside, and a catch down the sideline. Pickup of 5, dragging the toes. A well-run out route there for a 5-yard gain. That's Stone with his first catch of the night. 2nd and 5 for Vancouver. Again, the Western Conference standings. Mexico City right now is atop the West. You can see Vancouver jostling with Dallas, Sioux Falls, and Oklahoma City. At the bottom of the conference, Dallas and Houston play tomorrow at 5 Central as the handoff goes to Sanchez, and Sanchez still fighting, and Sanchez, it takes a wall to bring him down. 3rd and 3 after a 2-yard pickup. What an effort from Ivan Sanchez.
3rd and 2 from your all-pro.
3:08 and counting. An important 3rd down for the Aztec defense. Handoff Sanchez. Sanchez! First down! That was pretty close, and that may be worth a challenge if I'm Mexico City, because that could be the difference between not getting the ball in the 3rd quarter and getting the ball in the 3rd quarter, and that's exactly what we are going to see out of head coach Ramos Lin.
The spot of the ball.
So let's take a look. This is the biggest call of the game right here. Sanchez looked like he was initially going to get it, but then, oh boy, I don't know. I don't think the ball was ever past the sticks. Let's get the official call.
After review, the call on the field is
Wow, big challenge for Mexico City.
with a timeout. 4th down.
And you got to hand it to the Aztecs. They could have just simply given up, down 35-0 in the first half, but they're really trying to do their best to make a game out of this. Short of the sticks will bring up 4th and inches for Vancouver and another punt, and the Legion have been shut out here in the 3rd quarter. Punt is away. Nobody comes after for the Aztecs. Trying to give Cabrera some space to return. Oh, Cabrera gets a fistful of Legion.
6 yards on the play.
Only returns it up to the 35, but 1 minute you saw Devin Cabrera, and the next minute you didn't.
1st and 10.
15 carries, 81 yards. Ryan Moats giving his NFL advice in the chat room. Love it. Hand off Bentley. Bentley picks up 3, and now I sort of have to agree with the masses in the chat.
Number 69.
There's just not enough time on the clock to be running it as much as Mexico City is running it, while Ray Bentley has the capabilities to break out any given run. He hasn't broken really any runs tonight at all. Maybe one. 1:56 to go in the 3rd quarter, and Matt Wilson fires over the middle. Caught. First down. Just past the sticks. That is K.L. Barrett, and a guy that has been super quiet tonight for Mexico City is Ryan Moxon. Moxon, 3rd on the team in receptions with 34, 2nd on the team in receiving yards with 597, and 2nd on the team in receiving touchdowns with 8, has been almost a non-factor here. 1st and 10, Wilson back to pass. Wilson fires far side, pass caught Montague. Montague makes a man miss, and Montague gets down the sideline to the 36-yard line. Out of bounds, stops the clock with 1:19 to go in the 3rd quarter, and a beautiful series of moves following the catch from Richard Montague. Matt Wilson has stayed turnover free here in this 2nd half, and I believe that was Oscar Dunkley looking silly. Aztecs 36 yards away from pay dirt.
1st and 10 from your all-pro 35-yard.
3 receivers for Wilson. 3-3 look. Vancouver has the advantage now, knowing Mexico City pretty much has to pass. Quick slant. Barrett picks up 8 yards. Barrett with just 36 yards on 4 catches, although he got his Hail Mary wiped away by a penalty at the end of the first half. Montague has had a big night.
2nd and 2.
He's really been the only weapon downfield that's had a big night for Mexico City. Now 2nd down and 2, 45 seconds and counting. Here in the 3rd quarter from the Legion 28-yard line. Wilson back to pass, going long down the sideline, knocked away. Again, Vancouver ready for the deep ball down the far sideline. Drew Hamilton with the deflection. Drew Hamilton has a pick. Oscar Dunkley has a pick. Caden Carter has a pick. Terry Crow has a pick. And Frank Champion has 2 interceptions tonight for that Vancouver Star defense. That hit Hamilton right in the hands and then hit him in the helmet. But falling backwards in an awkward position, couldn't bring it in. Ground Channing defense, a sellout here in British Columbia. 3 receivers for Wilson on a 3rd down and 2. Wilson back to pass, deep drop back, fires, middle, caught, first down to the 18-yard line. Dijon Swan. And while Mexico City may not score before the end of the 3rd quarter, they certainly have put themselves in a really good position to do it at the start of the 4th, unless they can do it here on the next play or 2. 1st and 10 to the 18-yard line as Vancouver quickly gets up to the line, trying to make something happen before the end of the quarter. They're going to hand it off to Bentley, and Bentley up the middle is going to be stood up at the 14-yard line, and that is the way the 3rd quarter is going to end. 89 yards at the end of the 3rd quarter. Mexico City 7, Vancouver 35, but the Aztecs really doing a good job of trying to make this a game after a miserable second half. This is the SFL Week 9 game of the week from Vancouver. Here's a look at the Capilano Suspension Bridge in Totem Park. Just gorgeous. Start of the 4th quarter. Ray Bentley picks up just 1. That's back-to-back runs for Ray Bentley. Where is the sense of urgency for Mexico City? Likely to see it here on this play. 3rd down and 5. Good point, Stephen, about listing who doesn't have a pick. 3rd down for Wilson. Wilson facing some pressure. Where is he throwing the football? And I think if you're the Aztecs, I don't see any reason why. If you kick it here, you're accepting defeat. If you kick it here, you're accepting defeat in the view of a lot of people. And Mexico City's going to do that. I don't see how this helps you if you're the Aztecs. It keeps it a 4-possession game. This is accepting defeat out of Mexico City, and that's just a shame. Still, obviously, a lot of time left in the ball game. But this doesn't really help anybody, as a 30-yard field goal for the Aztecs is good. And I don't know if Mexico City's just trying to gain confidence. Obviously, something that you have to consider is that in the SFL, point differential is the 2nd tiebreaker following head-to-head. So Mexico City may be thinking about their point differential and obviously do not want to have a blowout go on their record, because that would severely hurt that tiebreaker. So from the 4-yard line, Corey Jones on the return. Jones up to the 25. Still a lot of game left. For example, just to put it in perspective, Mexico City right now is a point differential of 87. If they were to lose this game right now, that would fall to 62. That is 1 point behind Alaska. And if those 2 teams get into a deadlock at the top of the Western Conference, Alaska would get the number 1 overall seed based on points. So Mexico City being cautious by taking the field goal there as Ivan Sanchez churns ahead for a 1st down. Don't often see blowouts here in prime time. Vancouver definitely has done their work and their due diligence, especially over the past few weeks, en route to dumping Houston, or Dallas rather, into 5th and regaining that 4th spot outright, at least for the short term. 9:50 to go in the 4th. Sanchez with another carry, spins right back into pressure. Loss of 1. 2nd and 11, and it's Mexico City just bleeding or Vancouver rather, just bleeding the clock here. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow night, big game in both conferences, a special Labor Day Monday doubleheader. First at 5 Central, 6 Eastern, as Sanchez is brought down for no gain. The Dallas Roughnecks travel to Houston to take on the Hyenas in Houston's first home game since Hurricane Harvey. The Hyenas have lost 3 in a row and are in danger of falling into the kerfuffle of 5 teams battling for 3 spots in the Western Conference. And then at 7 o'clock, it's a battle of Baltimore and Chicago, 2 5-3 teams really in need of a win to help boost their playoff positioning. That's the tomorrow, as that pass is caught by Cade Stevens down the sideline, breaking a tackle, 1 man to beat. Stevens knocked down to the 15-yard line. It's only his 3rd catch of the night, but that may be the door slamming on Mexico City's comeback, as finally Tom Pepper is able to hit a wide open receiver down the field here in the second half, as Devin Cabrera could not bring him down. First and 10 of the 15. Aztecs are going to need a turnover, or at least hold to a field goal to keep it a 4-score game. Give themselves any sort of chance, although I think for the last few minutes it's become clear that Mexico City is not thinking about a victory here tonight. They are just thinking about improving that point differential that's going to take a major hit tonight.
Showtime. 2nd and 11.
2 in the backfield. Expect to get a Sanchez carry here. Nope, Pepper's going to throw. 2nd and 11. Swing out to Sanchez, and he's put down. Only a gain of a yard. 3rd and 10. Coming up. 7:38 to go in the 4th. That Baltimore-Chicago game, a big one. The loser will be half a game potentially out of, or a full game potentially out of the playoff race. Definitely a half a game back of 4th place. Pass is caught, and Corey Jones does well to stay in bounds. 4th and 6 coming up. And the field goal unit will come out for Vancouver, and Mexico City has wasted about 4 minutes of this 4th quarter dinking around. I misspoke earlier. Obviously, if Tallahassee loses, the loser of Baltimore, Chicago, and Tallahassee would be tied for 4th place. But Tallahassee holds the tiebreaker over both Baltimore and Chicago. The field goal is good for Vancouver, and the Legion go back up by 28, 38-10. So the field goal ends up doing no good for Mexico City. With 6:34 to go in the 4th quarter, the Aztecs just trying to save face now, as a comeback of a 28-point magnitude would just be absolutely bananas if we were to get that here on the Game of the Week. From the 5-yard line, 7-yard line actually, Devin Cabrera up to the 30. He has not had the magic feet returning here tonight. Still great viewership. Thanks to everyone's support. Jamack Jr., Ray Bentley, Marquise Reed, Marie Spurgeon, AJ Levy, Shan Varner, Stephen at Large, Aiden Friday, Ghost Cat, Andy Hamilton, and many, many others. Ryan Motes, the real BK, all showing up. Frank Champion for the big Game of the Week here tonight. Still got 3 very important games to the playoff picture in primetime coming up over the next couple of days. Wilson going long, wide open. Montague to the 43-yard line, and Mexico City wastes no time getting down the field. Mexico City's last 3 games: at home against Oklahoma City, at Houston, at Alaska. 2 of those teams are trending upward. 1 is trending downward. For Vancouver, their last 3 games: versus Sioux Falls, at San Antonio, and versus Oklahoma City. Only 1 of those teams is trending upward. 6:05 to go in the 4th. Boy, that rematch between Vancouver and San Antonio is going to be fun. That was a classic. I don't understand that call, as Ray Bentley gets a carry for no gain. I don't know if they were trying to catch Vancouver off guard or what, but that is, that's just, that is a team that is defeated. Three receivers. Wilson's going to hand it off to Bentley again. Bentley's got a lot of room. Only picks up 8. And I say only because at this point, Mexico City needs about 40 every time. 5:22 and counting. Ray Bentley creeping up, probably now over 100 yards of rushing tonight. Wilson to throw on a 3rd down and short. Goes short middle. Ryan Moxon with a rare catch tonight. Still no huddle out of Mexico City. Just playing keep away. Vancouver scored 35 points in the first half. Picked off Matt Wilson 6 times by 5 different star defenders. And built up a massive lead that even Mexico City could not come back from. K.L. Barrett gets out of bounds. A 4-yard pickup stops the clock with 4:35 to go. We were looking back on the Santa Fe Gorillas all-time statistics, and we did not see a loss worse than 16 points for Mexico City. This would go down as Mexico City's worst loss of franchise history. Back to pass. Aztecs. Montague picks up 5. They rule it a catch. 3rd down and 1. Clock stops with 4:32 to go. 3rd down and 1 for Mexico City. It has been like pulling teeth for the Aztecs tonight, trying to get in the end zone. 3-step drop. Wilson, long ball, 1-on-1 coverage, and Swan didn't get his head turned back around. Now it's 4th and 1, and we'll see if the Aztecs keep kicking field goals or if they want to go for this. Terry Crow knocks that one away, and the O Canada uniforms have been pretty good to Vancouver here tonight. Swan gave up on that play in the corner there. Really had an opportunity to make a play on the ball. Looks like the offense is still out there on 4th and 1. Mexico City going to try to finally trim it to a 3-score deficit. Three receivers, back to pass. Wilson, deep ball, overshot the intended receiver, and that's the end of the drive. Richard Montague is the intended target, and now the nail is firmly in the coffin, and Vancouver will take over. That pass just way too far out ahead of Montague, who has been the lone bright spot offensively for the Aztecs. Again, looking at the Western Conference standings, Vancouver is going to improve to 5-4. Dallas, Oklahoma City, and Sioux Falls all on the outside looking in. Dallas plays at Houston tomorrow as Ivan Sanchez will pick up 4. Sanchez now up to 195, trying to become the 3rd running back this week to have a 200-yard performance, joining Jason German and Ashley Odom, or Ash Odom.
2nd and 5 from your All-Pros, 27-yard.
Hey, I got 2 over here. I got 2 over here.
3:50 to go in the 4th, 2nd and 6. Hand off to Sanchez, and he's clocked. That's a tackle from Jack Brown. Brings up 3rd down and 7 as this clock continues to trickle down. Santa Fe actually, their worst loss in franchise history was worse than this, or was equal to this. They lost 45-17 against Louisville back on March 20th, 2016. One of the rare times this franchise has just been humbled. And the handoff is to Sanchez, and he will be way short of the 1st down, but Vancouver took a lot of time off the clock, now under 3 minutes to go in the 4th, as the Legion will punt it away.
Your All-Pros are back to punt. Number 25 is D2
Aztecs will fall to 6-3 into a tie with Alaska. Still just barely hanging on to 1st place after it was all but set in stone when this team was 5-0 just 1 month ago. As Cabrera returns up to the 43-yard line. Not so set in stone anymore, and now when you look at the SFL standings, you see not only that one team has only 1 loss to their name, but there's only one other team that has just 2 losses to their name. Atlanta now becomes the 2nd best record in the SFL at 6-2. Queen City has Cleveland tomorrow. Atlanta has Tallahassee. As that pass is caught by Barrett, stopping the clock and making everyone here in the stadium groan.
6 yards on the play.
2nd and 5. This will be the first game this week not decided by 1 score. Last week, 6 of the 8 SFL contests were decided by 1 score. And Mexico City's really going to have to figure out both sides of the ball here that have been struggling, particularly the defense, as Wilson's pass is caught by Hawks. Moves ahead for a 1st down, no huddle for Mexico City, trying to get one last playoff before the 2-minute warning, and they will not. 2-minute warning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the SFL radio network. Be legendary. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Two minutes to go, 38-10 Vancouver. Wilson drops back to pass. Wilson going long, caught. No, by Barrett, out of bounds. Well, Barrett had to make a crazy adjustment to even attempt to make that catch as Wilson's pass sailed on him out of bounds. And it's just been that kind of night for Vancouver, or for Mexico City, rather. Matt Wilson, 227 yards and 6 picks, had only 14 interceptions all season. Coming into this game now 20 on the year, which is a little over 2 per game, which is not where you want to be. Back to pass. Wilson, short drop over to Barrett. It's a 5-yard pickup, 3rd and 5. .153 left, both teams with all 3 timeouts. Thanks to everyone who joined us today, tonight, and all around the league for all the action. 3 more games tomorrow on a special Labor Day Monday. 2 at 5, Cleveland at Queen City on Rabbit. Dallas at Houston on YouTube with Andy Hamilton and Shan Varner as Wilson's pass is caught for a 1st down. Followed by the primetime matchup, the 5-3 Baltimore Crabs against the 5-3 Chicago Wildcats, with Chris Curtis and Damon Simeon on the call. 1st down for Wilson, fires it over to Bentley. Bentley gets a block. Bentley 25-20. Bentley breaks a tackle and then is crushed at the 14-yard line. Out of play with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. And the Aztecs, for the 3rd time in the 4th quarter, are in scoring position and have only gotten 3 points out of it thus far. Vancouver, as Andy Hamilton's asking for maybe some clarification on the playoffs as you look at Montague's excellent numbers tonight. Vancouver moves into 4th, and even if Dallas wins tomorrow, Vancouver will remain in 4th heading into Week 10. Wilson out to Bentley, breaks a tackle, shoved out of bounds at the 9. 5-yard gain.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Vancouver, meanwhile, trying to improve on their point differential. It is second to last in the Western Conference in minus 42. They'd really like a blowout on their resume. That would take them to minus 14, which would be a better point differential than Sioux Falls, Oklahoma City, and San Antonio, just 1 point behind Dallas. Wilson back to pass, dumps it over the middle, nearly picked off by Champion. That would have been a hat trick for the linebacker, and he may have taken that one all the way, 3rd and 5. Vancouver splits the season series with Mexico City. They split the season series with Alaska. They still have a game with Houston to go. They own the tiebreaker over Dallas. And they got a big game next week against Sioux Falls, and they're only meeting with the Sparrows this year. Wilson is going to shovel past it, and it's going to get whacked back to him. 4th down again. Just think about where Mexico City would have been if they would have gone for it on 4th down. That would have been 14. And then they would have converted the 4th down the last drive around, and then they would have been down here, potentially scoring a touchdown. But once again, they're being faced with a 4th down. Wilson's out of the gun. Aztecs have not been good on 4th down tonight. Back to pass. Wilson fires short side corner, caught by Barrett. Touchdown. So that takes a little bit of wind out of Vancouver's sails. Mexico City 4 of 5 on 4th down conversions coming into the night, and Barrett gets the touchdown. KL Barrett now with 10 receiving touchdowns this season.
Number 15 is back for the point after.
And that is towards the top of the SFL. Well, now it'll be time for onside kicks. Mexico City still has 3 timeouts, so the Aztecs are not going to let this go. As the extra point is good. 38-17. And the onside kick coming. And I stand corrected. Vancouver played Houston twice. They also split that season series. So they split it with Houston, split it with Alaska, split it with Mexico City, and they still have an opportunity to split with Oklahoma City. They beat Dallas in their only meeting, and they play Sioux Falls in their only meeting next week. Onside kick for Mexico City is rounded up by Vancouver. So the Aztecs will have to burn their timeouts, keep the Legion from getting a 1st down, and we'll see how long the Aztecs can keep that up. Sioux Falls' season may be on the line next week at Vancouver here at Canada Field, since losing that tiebreaker would be critical. Hand off to, well, no, actually, that's the backup to Ivan Sanchez, and he picks up 7 yards. Timeout Mexico City, but nice run. That definitely is not going to help the Aztecs' chances, as the backups for Vancouver have been put in.
2nd and 2 from the Savage, 35 yards.
Two in the backfield. It's all backups in now for Vancouver. The handoff will get a 1st down, and that is all she wrote, folks. Nicely done by the reserves of Vancouver, and they have not had much offense tonight, but they get just enough when they needed it. Just 1 timeout left for the Aztecs, and they'll have to burn it after this play. Victory formation for Vancouver. That is appropriate. Timeout for Mexico City, and that will drain the resources of Week 9's Game of the Week here in Vancouver. The Legion have now won 5 games in a row. It is the second longest winning streak in the SFL behind Queen City's 6, and it is one of 2 winning streaks in the league larger than 2 games. Legion kneel it down, and the clock will tick away. 3rd and 13 coming up. Phenomenal performance by the Legion. A horrific effort by Mexico City, especially Matt Wilson in the first half, who just had a rough go of things trying to force the football down the field. The Aztecs will fall to 6 and 3. They have lost 3 of their last 4 games. Trending downward with Houston is Alaska, Dallas, Vancouver, Oklahoma City, all trending up, trying to catch the Aztecs and Hyenas, who got out to such fast starts in a very clumped up Western Conference. And if you want to hear a crazy stat, the Oklahoma City Renegades, who are in 7th place, still have an opportunity to win the West. They are just 2 games now out of 1st place. Unreal, the parity in the West, and really in both conferences, at least in the Eastern Conference in the top 5. Can't say it's parity from top to bottom. It is top 7 in the West, top 5 in the East. That is the end of the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Vancouver Legion. Applause here on Labor Day weekend. Make it happen and get it done. 383 total yards of offense, a balanced effort. They win the turnover battle by +5. Ivan Sanchez finishes with 194 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Ray Bentley did, in fact, fall under 100 yards. Brown ended up with 12 tackles. Caden Carter led the way for Vancouver with 8. As you look at second half highlights, Matt Wilson, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pepper finishes with 184, a touchdown and a pick. Both kickers did their job today. For Carolina and San Antonio, kickers cost them victories earlier today. Richard Montague finishes with 144 yards and a score. Barrett, 60 yards and a score. Your notable receivers for the night. Once again, the final score, Mexico City 17, Vancouver 38. 3 more games in primetime here on YouTube. Dallas, Houston, Baltimore, Chicago tomorrow at 5 and 7 Central respectively. Tuesday night, Tallahassee hosts Atlanta in a rematch of a very highly anticipated matchup between the Swarm and the Pride. For all of our SFL Network crew from Canada Field in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada gets the better of Mexico in this international war tonight. Back at our studios at SFL headquarters, thanks for running the ship for us. I'm your SFL commissioner and play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine, signing off from Vancouver as you get one last look at tonight's Player of the Game. Good night, everybody.